VeChain and the last 7 days. All the news from the last 7 days, categorized for you based on data. Some of this news really changes the outlook for VeChain, so it's extremely important for you as a holder, but also for everyone else who doesn't know VeChain yet. Really very exciting. I'll go through all the news in order, categorize it for you, and at the end, as always, we'll do a chart analysis together and I'll show you when an entry point might be interesting. But should you maybe also exit at some point, or when would that be? We'll go through all of that in the chart. But first of all, what is VeChain actually? VeChain is an enterprise blockchain, ultimately for tracking real products and data. I've already done a detailed analysis of VeChain. If you want to see it, I'll link it for you up here. It's very, very worth seeing because VeChain is one of the most underrated blockchains in my view. Price over the last 7 days is up 4% and market cap is around 400 million, so it's almost in the mid-cap sector. Then let's look at the weekly momentum. 54 out of 100, so some positive news, 67% even, so more positive, 33% neutral, and only 0% negative. The on-chain trend, so how many are actually building on-chain or let's say using VeChain, that is rising. Driver of the week, how does that look? Ultimately, we have new product upgrades, new launches, and let's say again some new products that are extremely exciting, but we'll get to that in a moment. Then let's start right away with the protocol and tech upgrades. One thing that is very, very exciting is AI agents, so AI agents. The builder is live and has been since July 3rd. This means, of course, a much easier way to build AI helpers on VeChain. The source for this is the VeChain Foundation from July 3rd. So some positive tech news here. By the way, if you want news on altcoins, crypto, or the market in general, I can highly recommend my free insiders. There you get free market analyses, but also chart analyses with my 10x indicator, and you get 10x intelligence, my AI assistant for crypto and stock research. I also share altcoins or stocks that I find in my 10x Invest membership, so the whole program is completely free for you. Free added value. Just scan the QR code here and you'll get more information. But let's move on to the community and the ecosystem, so news on that. On the one hand, more coins are locked for rewards, which is of course positive. More and more VET are being staked, and that means of course fewer coins are free on the market to be sold. Selling pressure is reduced as a result. Source, Stargate and VeChain from July 8th. Then we have named here, right, a top altcoin pick. So basically on July 12th, let's say it was listed one of 5 names. And that means, of course, that more, let's say, attention and more money is coming into the ecosystem. Source for this, CoinMarketCap. Now, of course, it's also important for you what's actually coming next for VeChain. On one hand, full Ethereum tool support, right? In about 90 days. The date isn't fixed yet, but in about 90 days. And in 120 days, a real-world asset platform being built has been announced. And the start date hasn't been announced yet, but it's roughly in this range, which could of course be extremely strong and important for VeChain. But now, as always, to the chart analysis with my 10x indicator. The 10x indicator helps you categorize the chart based on data and recognize possible bottoming or topping out, so that you can find possible entry points, let's say, or possible exit points. For more info, just scan here and then you'll get more info. But now let's go straight into the chart analysis. So, as always, we'll start by looking at the weekly, meaning first, let's look at the overall picture. VeChain rose massively here in the 2021 bull run. If we look at that from the approximate low point, 15,000%, but then my indicator already showed here several times. Red, big red dot, watch out, possible overbought zone, possible topping out, and after that it went down massively. But what's exciting now, a big green dot here means that we now have a possible bottoming out, and that's on the weekly chart, so it's very significant. Right now it's already shown this several times, meaning we're slowly entering a zone where a bottom might have been reached. That too, but of course it always depends on Bitcoin, especially with altcoins. Therefore, with altcoins I'd always look at Bitcoin first and then at the altcoin itself. But let's look at the current situation now. We had, as I said, a possible bottoming out in the daily chart now, and then we also rose, if we look at it now, by about 15%. But now we recently had a small red dot, so a small red dot means, for example, a possible bearish trend reversal. Then we also went down. In terms of momentum, we see that we're here in the upper range, so rather bearish because we're more in the overbought zone. That would also be my approach now. I would wait until we land down here again and a big green dot forms here, so a possible bottoming out. Then it would be exciting for me. If you don't want to miss such bottoming out, if you don't want to miss those big green dots, big red dots, then I recommend the 10x indicator. I'll show everything here for you. As I said, you can just scan the code, then you'll get more info. And now I'll link the full analysis of VeChain for you. Very exciting with price scenarios. Everything's here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.